I back to what we were saying last week about dreams and making dreams come true. And we're all here. Look, it's a little group of us. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but there's like maybe 200 of us that are here having this conversation. And I feel kind of happy about that. There's just me and you and this guy.
Kirsten's Agenda is the name of my show. It's a way to make art and learn stuff and grow. There will be lots of segments and maybe some guests. 10 minutes of deep breath, that is my quest. Opening up is a really good place to start. Kirsten's Agenda.
I feel like we're here, and that's still more people than just me. And we were talking about making our dreams come true and how we just take these little tiny micro steps, little tiny bits. And again, we have to do that out in the world. This is fine. It's fine to do things in your imagination. I think it's great to pre-plan things out in your imagination. I think it's great to make a vision board or look at Instagram and find things that you find inspirational, or like, wow, look at the way that person made that burrito. But when you really go into your kitchen and make that burrito, it's not going to be clean like that. Like, it's not going to be like when you pour the thing in and there's not going to, no sauce is going to spill. And that is the general analogy that I want us to remember of doing things out in the world. When we look at how someone, we watch somebody on TV, like we watch Garcia walk through a scene, that's like 3 hours of hair and makeup, and there's music behind it, and it's edited a certain way and made sure that the angle, it's clunky in real life. And I think it's important for us to remember that, because to make our dreams come true, it is not smooth brain, it is clunky. Driving in your car is much more like, you're enclosed, you're whatever, it's simpler. But being out in the world, right? Getting on the D line to go to the museum, you're encountering people, you're having to pay attention to where you're going, and you do kind of get to check out in a different way than you can in a car. Going on a walk to a place, it's different. I will attest personally that going and putting yourself in the physical, visceral experience of a thing, I just think you can make things you want happen in a grander way. And am I saying that public transportation could make your personal dream come true? Maybe I am. Maybe I am saying, because I know that I have made some of my dreams come true absolutely through choosing to go on long walks from one place to another rather than driving my car, because those long walks enable me to use my imagination and solve things and project out to other. It's just a thing to think about. Okay, today we are talking to Alyssa Walker. Alyssa Walker. We haven't talked yet. We're going to find about her and how to say her name. Alyssa. She is an expert on locomoting your body through these Los Angeles streets by using public transportation or walking. Other things besides cars. We're going to talk to her and learn things. Let's do it. And we're going to get there by me throwing this hand at the screen. Here we go. You ready? I'm going to touch it. Here we go. We're traveling. We're talking. Okay. We're talking. Hello, and thank you so much for being on here.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Shut up, Alexa. Alyssa. Alexa is stupid. Okay, I'm sorry.
This happens all the time.
Thank you so much for expanding my mind. And can you please share with the people who are going to see this who you are and what makes you excited?
Sure. Thanks so much for having me. My name's Alyssa Walker. I have been a journalist in Los Angeles for 2 decades, where I've covered everything from transportation to climate policy, and public space, public public space, parks, housing, politics, I mean, you name it. And that's all kind of converging right now as we enter our mega event era. We're recording this during the World Cup. And there's more coming. If you haven't heard, we have the Olympics coming in 2 years, plus a whole bunch of other events that are coming to LA. So I kind of wrap that all together in my newsletter, Torched, where we tackle all these issues and see if the city is ready or not.
What is it like to take public transit and to walk in LA? And like, what part of city do you live in? Do you think this might be a gigantic question, but like, do you think like, because I hear sometimes people go, well, I can't because I live in fill in the blank neighborhood and we don't
Sure.
have blah, blah, blah. And what would you
Yeah.
say to someone like that?
Well, that's probably the truth because you have to think about your time and yes, it costs very little money. It only costs $1.75 to take metro, which is a steal compared to many other cities. Like our public transit system, we are the fastest growing in North America. We're building more infrastructure than anywhere else. We have the second highest ridership after New York. We are now ahead of Chicago, and it's cheap. So yes, like the future is going to be bright, and we're going to have more options. And it's not just like buses and trains, but we also have like bike share, which is growing. We have Metro Micro, which will get you in these little cute little vans to the next, the closest subway stop if you feel like you're just a little bit too far of a walk. But you pointed out two things that I think are really important. Like that it sometimes requires walking to get to the station or to the bus stop. And yes, it's sunny, but it's a little too sunny. And especially today when we're recording this, I'm out going to these World Cup activations and it's really fun and really exciting. And the best way to get there is by transit because you don't want to be stuck going to like SoFi Stadium or going to like your local park to one of these events where everybody's going to get in their car at the same time. So it's a great time to take transit and to feel this camaraderie of all these people around the city wearing their soccer jerseys and, coming out of these matches so pumped or upset, but it's still a good
Right.
vibe.
Yeah.
But then you're stuck walking on like a shadeless sidewalk for 20 minutes and it's brutal, or you're waiting at
Brutal.
a bus with no bus shelter. So we've got to figure out how to make it this great experience for everybody, including the people who have to take it for their jobs every day. But this is a great moment where we're putting more resources into it.
But do you think that some of our leaders or some people, it sounds like some people, at least on the city council, are starting to get more curious and invested about this? Is that true?
I think that's true. Again, I'll just frame it through the mega events. Like we can't have everybody driving to the Olympic venues. We really can't. Like it doesn't work on a geometric level, right? So
Yes.
for them to say, and this is huge credit to our leaders, they said it was going to be a car-free games, and everybody laughed at them. But people don't really know that we did this in 1984. We didn't have a rail system back then. We were between rail systems, right? So it was when you were talking about the red cars, those were gone, and we hadn't started building our new system yet. And everybody did get around using these shuttle buses, which were you've seen them reintroduced for World Cup events, and then they're going to be placed into heavy service in 2028. And just getting people in that mindset, just saying it, and when people laugh, you can respond with the talking points. I did earlier. Well, actually, we're building a lot of transit, and actually, 1 million people ride transit every day in, the Los Angeles area. Like that's not an insignificant number, right?
If you could make one dream come true for public transit in LA, what would that be?
A bike lane network that connects all the major transportation centers that are already existing in our city. So it's really easy to take the bus most places. Easy being like there is a bus that goes there and you could transfer
There,
to another bus
there
to go
really
there.
is. There is.
It really is
You're
true.
really inspiring me because I don't like driving, especially at night. Like I'm
Yeah.
a weirdo, and this is making me like I need to get in on this. Keep going. I'm so sorry.
Buses are pretty well covered. We have a pretty good coverage. It could be better. Buses could come more frequently. Buses could move faster, but the
Sure.
network is good. Train, we're working on it, but you've got like a pretty good core, backbone system to get around the region. What we're really lacking, and what some cities like Culver City or Santa Monica or Long Beach, some of these places have prioritized bike lanes as part of this network as well. And the city of LA hasn't really moved forward with its
Right.
structure at all. And we just don't think about it in a regional way.
What are you're going to answer these in either order? I try to remember to ask people what is, and you can change your mind. It can be one of your top five. What is your favorite concert you've ever been to?
Well, I was really happy to see ELO at the Hollywood Bowl, which I have to mention because it is an excellent transit
Yes.
venue. The Hollywood Bowl, uh, 40% of the people get there on shuttles that they have going to neighborhoods all over LA. So if you want to go to the Hollywood Bowl, you'd be like, I don't want to drive. I used to live by the Hollywood Bowl, so I went to a lot of concerts there, and that ELO just sticks out as like a highlight.
Yeah.
But I could walk there, but I could also experience what was going on in my neighborhood as like all these cars descended on, you
Right.
mentioned Highland and a Nightmare Street. They have looked at that and they have solved the problem in the way that we want these types of large events and venues to be thinking as we head into our mega event era. And they say, we're going to bring the shuttle to you. You don't have to drive. You can bring your little picnic wine basket and you can just go home at the end of the night and you don't have to worry about that. You can also take the red line there / B line, whatever we're calling it now. It's a great venue to go to as part of one of those transit journeys. So this is, a recommendation for just trying not to drive to the
I
Hollywood
love
Bowl.
it. I love it so much. And do you have something that you do to fill your creative cup?
Well, I'm gonna say walking.
Yeah.
But it's the way I get around, and it's also the inspiration for a lot of the stories I write. It's also how I feel integrated into the city fabric.
Yeah.
Sometimes we've been discussing, we feel a bit isolated and lonely here.
Alyssa, how do people find you?
Sure. I'm a walker in LA on most social media channels. I post a lot on Instagram especially of the World Cup activations that I'm going to. You can go to torch.la where you can subscribe to my newsletter. And I'm also on the weekly podcast, LA Podcast, where we talk about news and politics facing the region.
Thank you so, so, so much for this. What a delight. I feel empowered. I hope other people that see this feel like we can get out on these streets.
You can do it. We can
Yeah.
all do it together. And the more
Yeah.
of us that do it, the better it gets.
Neil,
So
I think we need to have do they have these yet? Do we have like intro things where we all get together and then we all go
it's called the World Cup. It's called the Olympics. We're just doing it. We got to do
just
it.
doing
Yeah,
it?
you don't have to go anywhere. You can just take the
We just can
transit.
do it. We're just gonna do it. I'm
Do
in.
it.
I'm in. I'm all in. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We went to the future and we talked to her and we learned things. And this version of me doesn't know what I know there. But I'm full of confidence that she has given us confidence to propel our beings, to move our meat puppet suits through the streets of Los Angeles with a newfound bravery. And I'm going to do it, and you're going to do it. And it's going to be a little clunky at first, but it's going to be real. And real things are clunky because that's how it goes. Smooth brain is fine, but clunky people making their life happen better. Go be clunky. I'll see you next week.